Peace and prosperity to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you to my loyal subscribers. Thank you to my old subscribers. Thank you to anyone that's plugging into this video. I feel compelled to do this video. I really want to say, for people that need to hear this, can we stop? Can we reduce? Can we be mindful of the amounts of negative press, negative information that's been given to us? I know things are happening. I know it's happening right now. But maybe if we reduce the amount that we see, maybe if we reduce the amount that we hear, it won't trigger us so much. I need us to really think about it. Think really hard, because not only are these negative things happening or potentially going to happen, that's another thing as well. Like, let's just be real with you. Switch it off. Switch off the news. Switch off the social media that promotes that anxiety and promotes the traumas that people have been through, or predators that what they're going through right now. Switch it off, switch it off, switch it off. Let's stop it. Some people feel like if I switch off this information, something bad will happen, or I just have to know. We can be addicted to bad news. We can be addicted to traumatic information. We need to stop. And particularly for those who's from an African background, I want to speak to you. I had mad love for everybody. I love working with people from my background. I love it. I feel that it's needed, part of reparations. I feel like it will help us in the long run. So I'm speaking to you for this moment, and I really want to say how magnificent you are, even though you might not feel it. Phenomenal that you are, even though you might not feel it. You are great. And I'm sending you all the love, all of the love from my heart space. Sending it to you. Whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, whether you identify as neither, whether you're a child, whether you're a baby, I'm sending you all of the love. My carbon people. I want to encourage anybody from any walks of life to come for therapy. My website is Taylord, that's TAYLORD, or one word, therapy.com. And I'm going to put that in the bio. All the information will be in the bio. Plug into having therapy. There's a lot happening right now, especially in the UK or the Western countries. I know Australia's dealing with it right now. I know that America's got a lot going on, you know. I see it happening in Western, even Africa. Let's not be, you know, it's happening. There's a lot happening. And I don't want to call it into existence. I don't want to bring it any more sensationalism that it's already had over the last week, couple of days, whatever it is. But I want you to know that there are spaces, free spaces, paid spaces that you can be, and you can have that opportunity to just release these blockages, emotional blockages, psychological blockages, spiritual blockages, sexual blockages. I have to relate back to the UK a lot of the time because that's the most amount of, I've spent the most amount of my life there. And working in corporate, working in this psychological field, working in education, I see, have seen, and know that there are nuances. There's a culture. There's a what's the word? There's a code that is perpetuated. It's not tangible sometimes, but it's perpetuated and it's thick in that part of the world. A lot of people in the States can resonate with this. A lot of people in Africa can resonate with this. A lot of people in Europe, New Zealand, Australia can relate with what I'm saying. And other parts of the world, you know? And there is a culture that's thick, not necessarily tangible, but it can be deafening, and it can really help us to get onto that frequency of anxiousness. So it's here, but it's down here. Frequency of self-hate. A lot of us don't want to realize it. A lot of us try to push it to one side. A lot of us have acknowledged it and are doing work on it, and shouts out to who all of yous. It lets and allows us to think bad of ourselves and thinking that we're not enough, thinking that we're not enough, either when we're women, whether we are men in a particular job role, or men not in a job role, or men in a particular position but not thinking they perform, whatever it is, or fathers or mothers or sisters or daughters. Let's us really reevaluate who I am. What do I want to manifest? What do I want to manifest in this realm, this reality, this dimension, this physical world, whatever you want to believe, whatever you think? What do I want to resonate with? I encourage balance because not all the time it's easy for us to be positive. It's impossible for us to constantly be positive, and that's not a reality that should be worked toward, because how will we know that it's all positive, great and fuzzy and just wonderful when we haven't got anything to compare it by? How will we know? So that's why I want to promote balance. I want to promote us to be rational. I want to promote logical thinking. I want to promote peace. You know, that's what I'm here for. There's a book, I don't know if I've mentioned it, I probably have. The Kabbalion, Kyybalion, Kabbalion, yes. It's a book, I can't remember the author, but it's a great book if anybody's into the principles of the universe. That's the 7 principles. It named 7 principles in that book. And once we understand these principles, then we can manipulate and work toward that. And I'm one of the ones that believe in these 7 principles. I believe that there's a divine force. There's a divine source as well. And I am connected to it. I believe that despite my training and education, I have expertise, and I have expertise and power to help make a difference, facilitate change, empower people. And that's one of the reasons why I started this channel. It was one of the reasons why I upload these videos. And I like to do it because it's a passion of mine. I love helping. Whether people are paying me or not, it doesn't matter. I'm doing what I love because healing is part of my journey and what I've been through in my life. So let me bring it back. The Kabbalion. It's called the Kabbalion, the book, right? And it says it has 7 principles, one of which is what? Okay. 1, everything in the universe vibrates. Everything. If you look at the science, if you're into scientists, I'm going to say Scientology then. If you're into the science, they've suggested that, or there's a notion that molecules and atoms are constantly vibrating. And that is one of the principles in this book that talks about everything is moving. Everything is moving. To the breath I take in and breathe out, to the clothes I wear, to the building I am in right now, everything is vibrating, whether it's minuscule or the trees swaying. Yeah? Another principle is mentalism. This is one of the ones that I resonate with, all of them, but one of the ones I resonate with and work with people is about the mindset. All is mind. All is mind. And that's what I was saying earlier. Like, sometimes we have to detox ourselves from media and certain things in order to manage what's in our mind space, because we have control over this. Yes, we have intrusive thoughts that come in randomly, thoughts that come in constantly that are negative. Yes, we do have that. But we have the ability to balance that out and reduce them to nothing. We have control. I can literally close my eyes. I'm smiling because I miss him so much. Oh. I can literally close my eyes and see and hug and smell and hear my beautiful nephew, Rafi, and my other nephew, Donato, and my other nephew, Angel. Shout outs to them, by the way, they're so sweet. I can hold my little niece, Sahara, and see Nairi's little face, smiling at me and just in my arms. I can see it all. I can hear it all. I can smell it all. I can touch it all. But I'm not using my external senses. We have every single sense within here. Mentalism. Oh, I miss those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful futures. The youngsters. All right. The next one is polarization, polarity. Yeah? Everything is dual. It has an opposite. It has a spectrum. There is a spectrum. If there wasn't so much phenomena and brilliance in the world, there wouldn't be evil and dark forces working. But there's light forces where everything has an opposite. Night and day, good and evil, black and white. It has to. It's part of the principles. Gender, that's the next principle. Feminine and masculine energy. And I'm not trying to offend anybody that doesn't identify with either, but it's not about you. It's about the principles of the earth, of the world. Like, literally. What do I like to get? Okay, here you go. So here's, oh crikey. Everything has a masculine and a feminine. So if we look at this would be the feminine, receiving. The earth is receiving. It can receive seeds to grow food, to grow plants, to grow trees. This would be the masculine. It's one of the principles of the universe, Another one is rhythm. You've seen those spheres on those strings, and they're knocking each other. You've seen beautiful dances, Rhythm. The waves in the ocean has a rhythm. The wind blows in a particular rhythm. You see it through the trees. Rhythm. It's natural. It's part of nature. Nature, which is another word for the divine. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. If I do something, if I put out this video, it's going to have an effect on you. You're either going to think she's full of I don't know what she's talking about, or it's going to resonate with you and really kind of stick with you, or it's not, yeah. That's what I was going to say. It's not, but something's going to happen. It's planting a seed in a way, whether you dislike, like, or whatever in regards to what I'm saying. And next one is, or the seventh one is correspondence. My wonderful, beautiful friend shouts out to Power of Change. That's a great organization in the UK, psychotherapeutic. It talks about, correspondence is about what's above, as above, so below. As above, so below. All right. And as above, so below. It's so beautiful. Like the sky is beautifully blue, the sea is beautifully blue. There's things behind our not knowing, or the unknown, basically. There are planes, it says here, beyond our knowing. There are planes beyond our knowing. It's okay to not know something and learn. I'm always suspicious when people say, I've learned everything, I've done enough learning in my life. I'm 81 or 26 or whatever age you are. Like, I'm a little bit suspicious, not in a judgmental way, just that I know that can be quite limiting for people. And those that say that they don't need to do work on themselves. I don't care how brilliant you think you are. I don't care how brilliant you think you are. If you're not willing to do work on yourself, then I'm very suspicious of that. There's no room for even being better than there's a kind of an ego thing. A lot of us have it, and ego is really useful to perpetuate us to do something, to make us move. One of the principles, the vibration, the rhythm, to get us to do something in our business or whatever it is. But when we're thinking that we are perfect, or everybody else is the problem and not me, that's very limiting. It's very limiting. And usually those people are not really that happy in certain things in their life, but they won't admit it. And that's okay. That's their destiny. That's their road to take, burden to bear, So I really wanted to say that. I really, really wanted to let you guys know this. I'm working on quite a few different things, particularly working on a program to help. There's a few things. So the one thing I'm working on is about sexual energy. And there's a lot of women out there. There's a lot of women out there who need to get rid of sexual blockages. So I'm putting together a transformational program that will allow women to really tap into their femininity. And it's not about just being more sexual. It's actually about getting rid of the traumatic experiences that we've had, throughout our lives, whether it was sexual, whether it was emotional, whether it was physical, any type of sexual blockage. because I feel like there's so much. Some people out here, unfortunately, don't know that they have experienced sexual abuse. A woman being with her husband, not wanting to have sex, or a partner, doesn't have to be a husband, or her man friend or boyfriend, didn't really want to have sex but had sex anyway. That's all I'm going to say. And that's just one. And some people might think, oh, that's nothing, you know? But that is part of trauma that can traumatically hurt the subconscious. Some women felt pressured into doing things because they didn't want to be called frigid, or did not want to be labeled as, you know, a woman, or whatever the reasons are. I want you guys to stay tuned, because I feel that it would be useful for you to be on this program to help release these spiritual blockages, these sexual spiritual blockages, these emotional sexual blockages, psychological sexual blockages. We've got some work to do. It will be coming up more so in the new year than now, but you guys need to plug in. It's needed. There's women that's had female genital mutilation. I want you girls to plug in. Plug in. There's people that have been through rape. There's people that have been through sexual abuse, you know, no penetration down there, but maybe somewhere else. Been exposed and seen someone get raped. Come, plug in. It's about reparations. It's about repairing. And I will have a program specifically for the ones who have African descent within their DNA, their biology. And I'm going to have one for everybody else, and those that don't identify as being African or having African heritage. I think it's important to separate the two, because the ones who are not from African heritage cannot relate to certain things that women who have been through. It's psychological, it's cultural, it's spiritual, it's a lot and more. Anyway, so I really wanted to say this to you guys. I really wanted to push for you guys to be more self-compassionate. I am doing an Instagram live on Wednesday, 6 p.m. BST, British summertime. Yes, still British summertime. I think that's like for the US. I believe that is about 10 in the morning, I believe, depending on where you are. 10 or 11, it might be 11 in the morning. For Eastern African time, it is 2 hours ahead, so it's like 8 p.m. God bless Australia. I'm not sure exactly. I think they're 7 hours ahead of the UK. I could be wrong though. Could be wrong. But yes, plug in. Catch it on the replay if you need to. Comment. Let me know what you think. Do the same for this video. Self-compassion is one of the things that I'm going to push for in the live. I'm going to talk about self-compassion and what it is. I'm going to also put some testimonials up. So I've had verbal consent. It's all verbal from past clients who have had the services that I give, the therapy that I've give, and they've given me feedback, voluntarily giving me feedback, and I've asked them while giving me, are you okay for me to use this as feedback, and they've consented. And we're going to look at a bit of cultural competency, because not all therapists are culturally competent. There's a lot of therapists that aren't. In the UK particularly, there's no teachings for cultural competency. You have to have an interest in it and push for it, and be aligned with certain organizations to get that. Thankfully I was. peace and love I'm wishing to you all. Hit that notification bell. Hit the like button. Comment, send it to people that you think is going to benefit from these words that I'm resonating or pushing forth to you guys. Yes, I'm so excited to do some work. But my point is self-compassion, detox from this media mayhem that's going on, and self-love, self-care is really important, and reflecting, and be part of the solution, not part of the problem. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Look forward to hearing from you guys. Peace out, and we'll speak soon.